Welcome on back. Mondays and Tuesdays at the shop. I appreciate everybody who's been tapping in, leaving comments, liking, subscribing. We got Schmitty on the camera, talking Schmidt. You know what the hell is going on. Tap in. And we about to just get into it. I was at the other night, I was at Emeryville Skate Park and I was chopping it up with Dave here. And I'm just like, just going through some things. And I was like, damn, it would be cool to have him come and sit down at the shop. So got Dave Chavez here and then Dean, big homie of mine. What's up? Dean Washington in the building. We're gonna get into it. Just so y'all get a little bit of backstory on why I got the homie sitting here. But for Dean, it was like almost like the final installment for me to know, like, all right, niggas, it's so, like we've been doing this, we doing it now, we're gonna keep doing it, you know? But like being at the Ave and seeing photos of you skating, like ripping back in the day, and being like, wait, that's the homie from behind the bar. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, you know, so that was that final moment of me being like, yeah, like we do belong in this community, you know what I mean? Like, no matter however somebody else might put it or however I looked at it growing up, like seeing you on those old school photos, like let me know, like skating has been around the town and homies that look like me been doing it, you know what I mean?
We've always been a part of it, you know, that's what's up. Always been a part of this. Yeah.
I feel like that was like it was like the photos at the Berkeley tennis courts.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's that, like you was grabbing off the wall.
You get up on that board, you get up at the top and like above it sometimes.
Yeah, damn, yeah, that's
like
what it is.
4 foot piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So y'all used to skate there together too?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering. Like, how did y'all even link up? Like, what was the?
Ooh, man.
I can't remember. I think we might have met at Blood Bowl in East Oakland the first time.
I think it's like really. I used to see Dave and a few other people around Berkeley, because you know I grew up Oakland/Berkeley, so I would see these cats skating up around Lotto Flex, and
that's where the shop was.
The Lotto Flex shop.
Yeah, Lotto Flex skateboards.
Okay.
And
those were the elite skaters.
Yeah, for sure. But y'all used to see each other coming in and out of there, or cruising around.
Yeah, Silver
But then you threw out the Blood Bowl, which let's just get straight into it. Like
Blood Bowl. Craziest thing is, I also met Paul Bailoff from Exodus.
Yeah.
I met him there too. And Paul, most people don't know that Paul was like a ripper. He was like totally the first person I ever seen do a frontside air out of a bull.
Damn.
Back in. He was like 76 or something.
Damn.
And he fucking Paul Bailoff with this big old hair. So fucking dope.
And you seen him skating at the Blood? You caught him skating at the Blood Bowl once?
Yeah, I caught him skating at the Blood Bowl once, and then like years and years later, this guy, there was a bass player in a bunch of different bands, and he died of Lucky, and they had a wake for Lucky in East Oakland at this warehouse, and Exodus played with like the original lineup.
Yeah, straight up.
With Bailoff singing, and Bailoff was living in this warehouse, and he had a ramp built in his loft.
Damn.
And it was like
in Oakland?
Yeah. And
he had a ramp built in a loft.
Yeah, and it was like 6 foot trannies that just went into the ceiling. the bird just went into the ceiling.
Straight into the ceiling. That's a trip.
So you know, you're just like getting ceiling rides and shit.
Where was the damn, that sounds crazy. Where was the Blood Bowl at? Well, I mean, I'm gonna just cut the crap. I know where it's at, but
yeah, you know.
But like, it's in the east. It's in
it's in the east, and it's
in East
not
Oakland,
a great.
and you know, it's in the hood.
It's in the hood.
For me, it's home.
Straight up.
Fucking me and Joel like skated there from Richmond one time.
You know, it was just, you know, you had to have somebody to go there.
I think it was the first time we went.
Unless you took a risk, like the people that turned me on the Soul Bowl. You know, they didn't even want to tell me about it.
Damn.
You know, at the time, and this is in early 70s, mid 70s.
Dude, this is like 76 or something.
Yeah.
And there's a bowl in the hills of Oakland. Like was this after like the fires and shit? No, this is before all that. Yeah, the fires was in the 90s or something like that, right?
75 or so, people started riding this pool. And the only people who knew about it at first were like a lot of flex guys. You know?
Okay.
They never told
Did Curtis skate for a lot of flex?
No.
Nah, okay.
No, a lot of flex was
after.
way long time ago.
Okay.
But Tommy Guerrero skated for him. Tony Guerrero's brother, and Jay Lehman.
Where was a lot of flex at? Was it in Berkeley?
Yeah, it was right next to Bongo Burgers on Dwight Way.
Oh, right around the corner from 510
Yeah, little strip mall there where Bongo Burgers.
Oh, it was on the corner there.
Yeah, so you got the Peach Coffee, you got the little bookstore. Bongo Burger's still there today.
Yeah.
Been there forever.
Oh, Bongo Burger was there when a lot of flex was there? No way.
Yes.
That's when Bongo Burger started.
It was around that time.
Yeah.
Wow.
But those guys were like always like on the cutting edge of everything, like new in skating.
A lot of flex?
Yeah. And like in music and stuff, they were like always on the tip.
And like at this time, was y'all trying to like get on a lot of flex and shit, or was y'all just like
no, you're too elitist. It's like nobody wanted.
Because it's different now, you know. It's like a new team pops up, and it's like, oh, I need to get on this team. You know what I mean? I feel like because back then, like, so I always think I know in the 70s
it was like that.
I know in the 70s, skating just wasn't as popular. But like, do you think in the 80s that the popularity of like Christian Hosoi and Tony Hawk was as big as like a Nigel Houston or Leo Baker and like just like all the people who are as popular now? I guess there's more people doing it.
It's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger now.
It's worldwide now.
For a small few of people.
Back then, it was, you had to have a crew. If you didn't have a crew, you wasn't getting nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you just wasn't getting nowhere. I mean, I didn't have a crew, and so for back then, it wasn't too many black skaters at all. None that I knew except for one.
Yeah.
And this is the cat that, I looked at this dude and I was like, I need to hang out with this cat because I don't even know another black motherfucker
that's doing this.
So, and this cat was, that's what I'm talking about. Michael Tucker. And this cat, man, look.
He could do layback
This
airs.
cat, he did
layback airs.
A really long time ago, like before, like he just seen a picture of it in the magazine
and just went out.
Some guy in Florida doing it, and
yeah, that cat, man.
And
so Michael Tucker,
he just fucking went up and did it.
Who I first started skating the tennis courts with. He's the first brother I even seen skating.
Yeah.
And then he took you to the tennis courts and was like...
And took me to the tennis courts.
Yeah.
But what happened was, a lot of flex team, them cats were something else. They wouldn't even give you conversation. Michael Tucker, he didn't give a damn about conversation. He just loved what he was doing.
Straight up.
And they really didn't like him because everything that they did, he did it a little bit better. He just
Shout out to Michael Tucker, dog.
Hey, man, shout out to Tucker, man. That's
shout
my
out to
boy.
Because I could just see that in my head of like all these like.
He was getting tricks like
time ago. It's like you got the basketball team that's a professional that's hitting all the threes, and then some cat just with a gym bag and busted shoes come on and just start busting their ass, and didn't even care to talk to them about it.
He usually didn't even have a board,
Any photo of that somebody could see of me at the tennis courts.
Yeah.
That man, he's the cat that inspired
you're imitating
me.
Like that, you're doing what you seen him was doing.
I've never met another brother, man.
That's important, man. That's why, talking to DD and Major, and that's why I'm glad I could tell you that right now, because I don't think I ever said that, but like seeing you as an OG in the bar with all these motherfuckers getting drunk. Not that many people look like us in there, but we here, you know what I'm saying? And then to see you on the wall, it just like opened up that possibility of yes, this is where I'm supposed to be,
For sure.
Just growing up, that's what they say. Oh, that's some white boy shit. That's some white boy shit. So when I start seeing my niggas, I'm like, okay, it ain't just white boy shit or Hispanics or Asians or whatever. It's like
I remember Ron saying some shit like that. Like his parents were like,
"Oh yeah, right now,
why is all these pictures of white people on your wall?"
Hey, all bullshit aside, back when I started doing this, my homeboys that I played basketball. And I ran track and field. I did all that.
Yeah.
And when my my brothers my classmates and shit I went to school with, them motherfuckers looked at me like, nigga, what is you doing with this skateboard?
Yeah.
Like for real talk. Nigga, what is you doing with the skateboard?
serious too, looking at you like you done did something crazy.
So right now, if you go right down the street to Westlake Junior High, go up to the junior high, you're gonna see some old banks.
Oh yeah.
And so when I started bringing my skateboard to school, motherfuckers was tripping. I mean, certifiably tripping like.
What?
Nigga, you know you ain't supposed to be doing that. Hold on, dog. Hold on.
Ready to beat your ass because you
got me. Okay, first of all, you got me fucked up with somebody.
Yeah,
else.
For real.
Klansman suit.
Yeah, for real. It's just like, dog, I'm just trying to skate.
Mom's was just like, Mom's was looking like.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that too, because I remember you saying Mom's was kind of like, what is you doing? But I feel like you said you showed her something, or you actually getting down, and she was like, all right.
The neighbor told my mama I was doing a handstand down the hill. And she looked at me and said, boy, you crazy. I don't know about that skateboard.
Straight up.
And so I was just, no, it's good, and she was like, all right, well, when you bust your ass,
that's on you.
That's on you.
What was your parents saying about skating? Because
well, my right about the time that I started like pushing around on a little plastic skateboard.
Yeah.
I was like 10, and right about that time, my parents split up.
Oh yeah.
And my mom it was actually good for me and my brother, because all our older brothers were all moved off, and me and Joel were still there.
Word.
And Joel was 12 and I was 10, and he was like skateboarding all the time already. Like he was really into it at that point.
Just getting down, yeah.
And so I just like, learned from him. Still learning from him.
Straight up.
I think everybody's still learning from him.
Straight up. Yeah, and then you grew up in the Rich, right? In Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a trip for me because I spent most of my younger years in the Rich too. Like when somebody asked me where I'm from, I told them I'm from Richmond.
Oh man,
I've been in Oakland a long time though.
It's kind of like you can't get away from it. You can't get away from denying it.
That you from the Rich. When you from the Rich, you from the Rich.
From the Rich.
You've seen things.
Rich always been there.
Yeah,
and dealt with shit that is like so like that nobody should have to deal with in the city.
Straight up. Yeah, because I remember you were saying at that time when your parents split, you was getting more into skateboarding, and like you could see Richmond.
And music at the same time.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was like a double dose of things,
Yeah, you were saying you could see Richmond kind of like start to change,
Oh yeah, that's when it like went from when I was 3 to when I was 10. It just went.
Just started going, because it used to be like a suburb area
values,
or something like
everything
that, right?
went down. Everybody had bars on their doors.
That's a trip to see to be on the opening eyes of that. You're like, oh, nice picket fence, everything's cool, and 2 weeks later, there's bars on the windows across the street from your house. You're like, what's going on?
My mom's brother, my uncle had made the backyard all like really nice, and there was patio. Yeah. And a table with the Lazy Susan on it, and it's like total barbecue area. It was like it was so nice. And then we kind of revived it later when Joel built a ramp.
Was that at the spot where?
It's this spot up here.
Yeah, this photo.
Yeah.
So that was just you. I thought that might have been y'all's parents' house. That was just you.
That is. That's my mom's.
Okay, yeah.
That's my mom's bedroom window.
Oh, that's was y'all always was that the move?
And that is a slanted window ledge like that.
Yeah,
like it is.
That's a trip.
Putting your tail on it is fucking asking for it.
What cracked off the ramp? Like you just.
We started by taking the gate off. So we took the gate off the backyard to the backyard walkway, and it was a cement walkway about this wide, and you could push down it. And so we just built a quarter pipe at the end of it in the backyard, and we'd push down this little skinny thing, and hit this quarter pipe, and then the quarter pipe turned into a round bottom half pipe, and then that turned into that
what we seeing up here this ramp.
And then he like put a little corner on it off to the side there, and he put a plug in the washroom door, so it transitioned to just fit in like a glove.
Damn.
And he was really good at building ramps.
That's a trip.
He built recently. He helped Thomas
You already
build
know
that
the sign ramp.
sign ramp.
Oh,
Sign
okay,
ramp,
yeah.
That's his latest thing he's worked on.
That's what's up. Was he playing in music, playing bands with you and
No,
stuff too?
Joel's like completely tone deaf. He can't even like sing along to a record. It's kind of funny.
Would y'all have like band practice and shit at the house and stuff too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
As I was growing up in Richmond, we just play in the living room, like blasting, everything would be rattling and shit.
Wow.
You know, like windows would be rattling.
Yeah. What was the first? What came first? Was it
skateboarding?
No. In terms of like which band did you have going? Because I know you got Six Pleasure going on.
The first band I was in was called Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law.
But not the one from the East Coast.
Where? I was like, that sounds familiar, but it was
like
something I hear.
1971. Okay. And that's when I started playing in bands. And when I in '72, I played like my first like paying gig.
Oh, nice.
I got $3.
He said
$3. Yeah, my first paid gig was for $50, so it wasn't that far off.
Yeah, it's about the same with the exchange rate.
It's about the same at the exchange rate, right? When did you get into verbal abuse?
In 1984.
Okay.
I was at the Democratic convention. The Dead Kennedys were playing outside on this big old stage.
Yeah.
Big old PA and shit outside the convention. And I ran into Greg James, who had just gotten kicked out of DOA. He was playing in DOA in Canada. Okay. And he's the drummer that played on the first Verbal Abuse album. So like he came back in '84, and so did the guitar player Joey from the album. And they seemed okay. I had known both of them for a little while, and
just like fuck it, let's get this going.
Yeah, so we started playing. Nicky was in either Virginia or Texas, and he had to come out and meet us. And then we went on tour for 4.5 months. We came back and we played a couple of gigs, and Nicky quit.
Oh.
And then we got another singer, and we did it for like 9 more years.
Yeah.
Till like '93. We did a show in '96 for New Year's Eve, and we did 2000. We did 2 shows.
Nice.
That's with the other singer.
With the other singer. Then when did Sick Pleasure started after that, or the midst of that?
Sick Pleasure started in 1980.
Okay, so you had Sick Pleasure.
Nicky was 16. Okay. Nicky was a singer, and he's 16, and he started Verbal Abuse like just a couple of years later.
All right.
And in the meantime, he was bouncing back and forth between Texas and Virginia, and he was like starting bands with people there, like the band Sewer Trout and all this other shit.
That's fucking perfect though, because punk and skateboarding go hand in hand,
Yeah,
so the fact that you was on the forefront of like sick bands and sick scenes, it's tight.
I remember before punk rock skating, how like when we were listening to UFO at Campbell Skate Park. Yeah.
Campbell, like South Bay, like San Jose shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool down that area.
Damn, speaking of San Jose, you said you was there when Black Car did the roll-in?
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Did you ever used to go down there, Dean, to the South Bay?
It's a terrible
for sure.
I couldn't believe they had that contest in such a shitty pool.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really a pool. It was just like one of those basketball, flat bottom, round, perfectly round, symmetrical bowl. And it had really weird, like one-piece coping, like hand poured.
Oh, damn.
And it was really rough and like about that big. It was fucking huge. It was gigantic.
So, yeah,
if you had small trucks, your truck would stick on it.
Did you ever play music, Dean?
I just sang a little bit. We never got a solid band going. We always had a garage band.
That's cool.
But I got some irons in the fire. I got some irons in the fire right now.
For sure.
Yeah. So
for sure.
Just look forward to seeing me screaming and hollering.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah.
In the very near future. Let's go.
We're gonna have to get down together.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get down together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down for sure.
I gotta plug my band that I have with the skaters, Phil from Italy, Alipio.
Y'all already international.
And Francis Rodman playing drums.
Oh yeah, I know Francis. Oh, he's on the drums.
Yeah,
he's probably a good drummer.
He sings on one song too.
Oh, okay.
On the EP. But our stuff's on all formats right now online. It's you can just look like.
Oh, what's the name of it?
Look up Warning Shot Official.
Oh, Warning Shot Official.
You get our EP, which is just audio, but we have a music video for one of the songs, and that's on there too.
Right.
Yeah. Some guy in Sweden, I believe, did the video. We just sent him footage of us playing live.
What was up with San Francisco? Cause y'all from the East Bay.
I'm born and raised. Yeah, I'm born and raised
so
in Oakland,
for me, getting over to the city was purely homies, all right, we've skated enough over here this week, let's go to Potrero Skate Park. And I'm being what the fuck is Potrero Skate Park? And then I get there and I'm having the time of my life. And now I'm more introduced to the Mission through skateboarding, because I would never be in a Mission like that. My brothers used to sell bunk dope in the Mission and on telegraph and shit. The Mission was
the center point for music and art, for the fringe kind of bands and drug addicts and alcoholics.
For me, going to the city, it was a thing, because my homies that I was getting down with in the 70s at Soul Bowl, they was hard pressed to go anywhere. But then we heard about the Jungle Bowl, and only one of my partners, he was down. He was like, we gotta go skate the Jungle Bowl, because it's a spot.
Straight up.
And I was like, I'm down to go skate anywhere. I'm the only brother anyway, and I'm like, don't be scared. Let's just go.
Yeah, let's just go handle. Let's just knock it out.
With the frizzy hair, do you remember that guy?
At Jungle Bowl?
Yeah, Jungle Bowl. He had kind of a frizzy hair, kind of like Tony Alva did back then,
No, I don't really
remember. He was in Skateboard World
the
magazine.
Mission to the city was a trip.
That fool got coverage. Actually got in a magazine.
Oh hell yeah, it did. It was, Jungle Bowl. Come on,
yeah. Picture Joe Palm. I don't think this is my first. I know about the Blood Bowl, the Soul Bowl, but I don't think this is my first time hearing about the Jungle Bowl. Where was it at?
The Jungle Bowl was kind of downtownish.
Okay. It was in somebody's backyard, or
no? It was
like
closed down apartment or motel or something. It was a really steep square, kind of like Casper's,
kind of like Vagabond.
Really
the Vagabond.
Like the Vagabond. Yeah,
I just call it Casper
for sure. Yeah, but
so my boys, they was kind of scared, because even with Blood Bowl, they didn't tell me about it until they started getting their ass handed to them by the little hoodlums. And so then they finally said, maybe we should tell the black dudes,
so he can come through,
so he can help us out. So no, all bullshit aside, that's
real. That's real. That's your story. That's your history.
Because I had 3 swimming pools of my own empty, and nobody, not a single person that I knew skated. But when I came across those cats, they skated, but then they didn't want to tell me about. They didn't want to tell me about Blood Bowl. Everybody call it Blood Bowl. I call it Soul Bowl. They didn't want to tell me about Soul Bowl. They even gave me faulty direction one time, and I looked for it, didn't find it, and then finally they got some shit happen to them out there. They got their boards took and shit.
Man, we got to call Dean,
cuz. But not telling me about the spot.
We in trouble. Had no idea where it was.
They finally told me, and so then. We did that thing, and the brothers, the little hoodlums, the motherfuckers couldn't believe when they saw a brother down there in that pool. They was like, "Whoa, what's going?" And I said, "Come on down! Don't be throwing them rocks and bottles from there, because they used to get down.
They used to get down, man. That's a trip, bro. That's why I love skateboarding, because society pushes us all in these little corners. So when we get something like skateboarding that shows us a different way of life, a different way of just having fun, it's like such a a sigh of relief of
it is a sigh of relief. It's an eye opener too. It's an eye opener, whoa, I could do that.
Exactly.
Come on now, you can do that. You can do whatever you want to do.
Straight up.
You know, I mean, there ain't no limits.
Straight up.
There is no limits. Straight up. And don't ever let somebody tell you that you shouldn't wear Vans or you shouldn't ride a skateboard.
Don't ever tell you that you're doing something wrong.
Exactly.
Especially not in skateboarding.
We tell Cam that all the time. And he does it anyway.
So Hongry, it went from Blood Bowl to the City and Jungle Bowl.
Okay.
From Jungle Bowl, then it was like my homeboys needed me again because shit was getting real. Shit was getting heavy. We going deep into Hunters Point.
Oh, to the dish.
Third Street to the OG dish.
To the OG dish.
And woo, I mean, I'd see cats rolling down off the hillside, eyes bruised up, socked up. They'd look at us.
But they got a brother with them. They might just be all right. You know? Maybe, so just maybe.
There we went in Hunters Point. When the brothers see a brother coming through, you know, you get a little hood pass now.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not just finna lay down and have you socking up on me, because the skateboard is really, that's my weapon.
Straight up. You gonna catch one of these wheels to the face first before.
The guy's name had the ramp right down the street.
Oh, I forget the HP ramp.
Scotty.
That was,
Scotty something.
Yeah, the homie Rasan was talking about the HP
never
ramp.
there.
Oh, that was.
The guy who lived there was never
lit.
there.
HP was lit.
A big half pipe, and we just like have sessions every day.
I'm trying to remember
Pierre lived under the ramp.
Was it Shugi's ramp? It was somebody's ramp.
No, it was Scotty's.
But no. Somebody donated some shit to that ramp from Nate.
Yeah.
Shugi's old
That sounds
ramp.
right.
Yeah.
That sounds like it came from, where was that one at? Like Pleasant Hill or something?
No, Walnut Creek.
Walnut Creek.
Walnut Creek. I don't know. Shugi had the Walnut Creek ramp, but then there was the Christmas tree ramp. But anyway, Hunters Point was no joke, and then my partners, and this is way back in the day, my partners needed me again. Oh, okay, so you want to bring the brother, you know, I'm Captain Save him.
Straight up.
You take one less ass whooping fucking with me.
Straight up, but that's dope though that you didn't let that shit. I mean, you probably had to think about it, you know, in the time being, but like you pushed through it. You know what I'm saying? That didn't make you not want to skate.
No,
that's one thing about skating that's hella cool is because even if the crew you skating with at first, you end up not skating with them. If you really love the board, you kind of don't like need nobody. You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
It makes it fun when you got homies, but like if you got to just push around the corner by yourself just to have it, you got it. You know.
When I had three pools. Mm-hmm. Because where I lived, it wasn't. And so, moms, when she brought me that board, because I had a derby board, I had a little wooden red derby board with steel wheels. Yeah. And I wore that motherfucker out, and then I was like,
fresh.
New board. My mom was looking at me like, oh, this boy wanted.
How much was a board? How much was a fresh board back then?
Well, see, the board that I had when I first rode a pool, it was a GT board, a GT banana board with some little urethane wheels.
That's a trip.
And this is like
plastic wheels.
Oh man, this
GT is like Grin Tech or something like that, right?
Early 70s. And so I only saw stuff from the Skateboarder magazine, and I used to pick that magazine up and look at it and be smiling like, I want to do this, you know. And then when I found the first empty swimming pool right up the hill, a block away from my house, I was like, oh shit, now what do I do? I got the board now, but I ain't got nobody to skate with.
It's like I've been asking her to go out, and now she said, let's go out. Where do I take her?
Before all we had was Super 8. You know,
I stepped down into the pool. I walked down into down the little shallow end stairs, and I look at the pool, and I'm wondering, those cats in the magazine, they make it look so easy, and I'm like, And so, all bullshit aside, I just flipped my board over on the side you stand on, and I ran down into the deep end like I was carving.
Damn.
And I did that a few times. Then I got on my board and went carving.
Wait, just on feet? You just running?
I ran down and ran around like I was carving the bowl. I went and got
mapping it out,
walked down a little bit, stood on my board, and then I rolled at the wall, and then I was like trying to figure it out. Then I realized, I don't know what's going on here. This board don't really seem like it want to do what I want it to. So So
that's when you said you need a big. That's when you realize, okay,
I gotta get some new shit. This board ain't really meant for this. It seems like,
yeah, because a board now can run you anywhere from 160 something, maybe if you get like the cheaper stuff, to like 250, 260 if you get some Swiss or something like.
Yeah, you gonna need. I mean, you want to set it up the way you
want
to set it up.
Yeah, but like, how much was it back then though? If you can remember, like how much was like if you wanted to go get a fresh, like some fresh tracker trucks.
Well, see, this is when you go trackers. I mean,
this is before then, yeah.
Before the Tracker Air, you know. So I'm talking shit. This is probably like
I think it was like
early 70s, man. You know, because
when they came out with those saber boards,
caveman.
Those saber boards were like about. I think they were like $25 or something.
Yeah.
For just a board, or that was the whole complete.
No,
that was just a board. Oh, so then that means all the other parts were cheaper then, like the trucks and the wheels and everything.
You know, I don't think it works out very well with like history and the rate of exchange. And I think boards were more expensive back then.
Damn.
I think so.
Yeah, because $25 back then is probably like
you can go to a grocery store and you can have like 4 bags of groceries for $25.
You get a deck for depending on where you went, because for me when the explosion hit, we could go down to Toy House on Lakeshore and deal with Bob, who owned the toy shop, and be like, come on, Bob, we'll skate for you. You ain't even got no skaters yet. We're good. Hook us up with something, and Bob would hook us up, for a fairly good price. And back then, it was like Bennett's and maybe a laser truck, California slaloms, road riders, and
dude. Speaking of slaloms, that's a trip. Because doing the slalom Sundays for the shop, there's a couple old cats come out, and they're like, dude, no one cares about slalom anymore, so it's cool to just get people to see a part of skating that we never really see like that, but it's the beginning,
that was
how race from last year.
That was some of my first jam.
Fools that were doing it like back in the 70s, they were doing it and they're still doing it.
Yeah, and
it was fucking competitive as hell. I couldn't believe it. They were still really fast.
Well, I think Judy just won, the women's competition. She's 64 years old. She's been skating like us. She's been skating her whole life, man.
That's goals right there.
She won the World Cup.
Skateboarding is the
and slalom.
And slalom.
So
riffing.
One of my first, before I had a certified pool board, I had a Gordon Smith Fiberflex. It was the best Fiberflex Gordon Smith came out with, GNS, with California slaloms and roll rider 4s, and I used to skate the shit out of the Piedmont and the Oakland Hills, man. That was my jam.
Just mobbing back and forth.
Just doing it, man.
Yeah.
And that was before I skated any.
Yeah, the hills, the hills, like the Berkeley Hills, were a big part of, for me, were like a big part because of Cliff Coleman.
Cliff Coleman, that name sounds familiar.
OG Hall of Fame.
And I would do whatever he did and stay behind him, and it would get really scary because he'd wait.
Oh, you would be skating with him?
Really, yeah.
You'd be just following behind him?
Right behind him.
Woo! Yeah, he took us all under the wing, and this cat is the king of downhill.
He taught us how to skateboard, really.
He's the king of downhill.
He's the one that
skateboarding Hall of Famer.
Now that's an entry level for real, right there. That's something for somebody like that to.
We take the bus up to Lawrence Hall of Science, and you start in that first turn is like a 45 mile per hour, hairpin turn, And
on the mountains with Chris.
Made me do that. He made me do that stand up in one slide one time.
He said, "Made you do what?"
The whole corner in one slide.
You're still tripped out over here, he made me fucking do that shit.
I was following him.
Like war stories.
He just said, "Do whatever I do."
Yeah.
He said, "Do whatever I do." So I'm And we were riding red Kryptonics or something, really soft. So you had to get going really fast to slide.
Yeah.
So he waited and waited and waited. I'm going, when's he gonna slide? When's he gonna fucking slide? And
that was the shit because
whole turn.
He had sessions going,
craziest
and we'd skate Tone Road. So
no, standing up, just full check slide through the whole corner.
Oh yeah,
you're just flying into it.
Yeah, and went
Cliff's all low, and he's all
It went
he's
from
all
the stand up
styling, you know.
to then you lay down
down.
because he came out with that.
He
I
came
think
up
he took
with
it off the street first.
the Coleman.
You know how you can ollie
the
pop
Coleman
off the little
slide.
yellow kind of pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he took some things like that
And put him on his
glove.
So he started the gloves too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
started
the leader. He's the
came up
pioneer.
with-
He is the number one.
He came up with like a tuck slide where you like go through a turn and you power slide all the way over, and then you bring the nose back. You bring the nose back straight, and you could do that so smoothly because it's kind of awkward to do.
It sounds awkward.
Whether it be backside
it doesn't
or front
feel that
side,
smooth
coming down
of a thing to do,
blast
but he can just do it, and it looks like
My
a
power,
fluid
yeah.
motion.
30 plus miles an hour.
That was the
going
first
through a
one. Then he
turn,
came,
trying
then he
to
came
figure
up
out
with the check
how
slides.
can you get through this
all that
turn
shit.
without losing entirely too much speed. So he's the pioneer. He is the dude.
Sure.
That's him, Cliff Cole.
And like a lot of flex, I actually did kind of break into the veneer of a lot of flex guys after a while, and I became friends with the inventor, Jeff Sand, the guy who made the first good trucks. And
because a lot of flex had
he
their own.
made switch bindings along, you know.
They had their own trucks, right? A lot of flex.
They had their own
He's a
jack.
total genius guy. And I was friends with him because he was into a lot of music I liked, and I was friends with Paco Prieto, the downhiller.
Yeah,
And that guy was just the coolest guy in the world. I mean, we had so much fun together. And I saw him a few years ago at Berkeley Park, and he was living in India. He has an Indian wife and kids, and he built a pool and a skate park in India for us. So he had something to ride.
That's badass.
Yeah.
That's
That's
badass.
real groundbreaking shit there.
Yeah, he showed up at Berkeley Park on a flat skateboard.
Wow.
On a flat skateboard with like those really wide blades, you know.
He was one of the Michael Tucker haters.
Really?
Paco
From a lot of flex, from a lot of flex crew, huh?
So
Oh,
a lot of flex. It was like
Shout out to
Prieto.
Michael Tucker one more time, dog.
Stay shouting
For
Michael
real,
Tucker
for
out.
real,
That
'cause-
brother, man.
Yeah, I could
That's
just
my
see,
man.
I could just see how badass he was. Yeah, to where people are like
Yeah.
hating on him.
Man, we show up to the tennis courts, and it'd be a couple of a lot of flex cats there. As soon as we show up, there they go.
Out of here.
This motherfucker. Don't make us look bad. Let's just leave. But yeah, and so Jeff Sands, then you had the Fisher brothers,
Yeah.
Paco Prieto. Was Tim skating with a lot of flex? Martin?
Yes.
Tim Martin.
Tim Martin, the inventor of the rock and roll.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are these cats from? Is Chris Coleman from the Bay Area?
Yeah.
Cliff Coleman.
Cliff Coleman, my bad. Yeah, Cliff Coleman. Yeah.
Cliff Coleman, yes, he is. And
That's some.
he was
That's
the one that
some.
started it. He was kind of one that started skateboarding.
And so if you skated, you would come across Cliff Coleman. You would, if you skated anywhere in Berkeley, you would come across Cliff Coleman always, and Cliff would smile whether he knew you or not. You had a
Word.
skateboard. He'd ask you, "Hey, you interested in some skating? You want to come up on the hill with me?" Or, "Hey, come up on the hill with
Yeah,
me."
that's tight.
And you'd just be like, "Yeah, I'll go up on the hill
Yeah, it
with
scared
you."
me so
You
bad.
might not
the
even
first
know
time.
about a hill, but you get up
It's
there
just
and then you're
fucking-
terrified. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, just follow me, you know.
Yeah.
And he bring you down Tunnel Road. Hiller Highlands, you can only go up a few lights. Because if you know where Hill Highland
Yeah,
at,
Hiller Highland is
it's just right up above
steepest
the
hill
freeway,
around here.
right
Yeah.
outside the
Definitely.
Caldecott Tunnel.
It's steeper
to
than
the
anything in
left
San Francisco.
before you go into Arenda.
It's like a 70
Oh, yeah.
It stands.
Up
It
there.
sits above the
Yeah,
Claremont
people have done
Hotel.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
People have done it from the top.
I don't know if anyone's done it from the top
Yeah.
because I know Mark
Yeah.
Daly was talking about doing
Patrick
it from
did.
so many lights up
Patrick did.
with a suit on, with a leather suit
With a
on.
leather
Patrick did
suit.
it with like the total wingsuit and
Okay.
helmet and everything, you know.
Okay, I could see that. But
It's a
yeah,
trip. You
so-
think he did it at nighttime or daytime?
And Patrick did it in the daytime.
Okay.
well, you'd have to,
It was kind of
sit somebody
planned out.
because Hiller Highland
They filmed it.
it turns into Tunnel Road, and so there's a crossroad
Yeah.
that somebody was going to have.
You
to
gotta,
be
you
down.
gotta be
See,
there.
what we used to do on Hiller Island is we'd go and steal milk crates, blue plastic milk crates,
Uh-huh.
and we'd get bombing down Hiller Highland and sit down on the milk crates and power slide, and just like do that until the thing would like melt.
Innovative.
He older than me.
It would melt.
That's from the Stone Age.
It would melt all the way down to like the metal rim that goes around, and then sparks would
Talking
start
some
coming
real
off.
caveman.
Shit.
I'm telling you, man, the milk crates were fun.
Yeah, speaking of Berkeley over there, that just made me think of the Berkeley ramp, the vert ramp. Did y'all?
Which one?
Dave?
The one that for
Yeah, Sean.
Sean and Zach and Max, like that big one.
I worked there.
Dave
Okay.
worked at the original Berkeley skate camp.
I worked at
okay.
From the north side at the tennis courts.
Word.
and then
They
moved.
transferred to the new spot.
And,
the new
and
spot.
I
Okay.
hated what happened when it transferred. It just totally changed.
Yeah, because was you a part of designing it when it first came? When the ramp first got
Yeah,
put
well,
up?
yeah, it was just me and Sean and whoever other skaters had ideas. And the first year we was kind of just threw some shit together and a mini ramp and stuff. But then the next year we built it like a racetrack of transition with hips and like rollouts and roll-ins and just high speed, like big vert wall with 8-foot transitions, a vert ramp. Like just a whole bunch of like, shit. So you could go around the whole thing like a maniac. And like, it was really obvious that we weren't building it for fucking skate camp and the kids. We were just building it
it's for y'all. Yeah.
No, but if you really think about it though, which you probably don't, if you really think about it, that was back then. And how long ago is that? And that's what the get down is right now today.
Yeah.
With the combi bowls.
Straight
and
up.
all that other like street stuff. That
yeah.
So that
was
you had no idea
that was before its time.
But that was way before its time.
And that's the people seeing that.
We had a lot of cool stuff. Like we had a wooden like bump, just a bump on the ground.
Yeah.
Made out of wood. And that thing was dope. It was all smooth. And Judd was working there at the time too. Judd Hertzler from Sacramento. So that was like, it was really like the time that I spent with him and Danny Cole, some of the other people, it was really great. And, the kids were really great. Only drag was the boss,
Word.
But
Word.
that's how,
That's
some
how it
jobs
goes
are,
sometimes, yeah. I mean, the ramp's still rolling, too.
The ramp's still there.
Yeah, that's part of
Oh, dude, I used to drop in on that blurry-eyed every morning. That's what I did to wake up.
Shit, that's it's an eye-opener.
It's an eye-opener.
It's like a 25-mile-per-hour.
Well, so is Sac, man. Sac don't get enough love, I feel like. Did y'all used to go down there to Sacramento?
Oh, fuck yeah, I did.
For sure, right? I bet you used to probably go play shows down
Me and
there.
Sam Cunningham were like best friends,
Oh,
especially
tight.
when he lived in Berkeley. Like we skated Berkeley Park together every day.
Word.
No, Sam's fucking sick. I just saw him when we played
at the Laytonville Skate Park,
at the Laytonville Shred Fest.
It was good to see him.
That was sick.
Sacramento's got some deep history, I feel like.
Man.
Yeah.
Ricky Windsor and all those cats.
Ricky Windsor, the first street pro.
Yeah, Sacramento.
That's his claim to fame.
That's his claim to
what?
fame.
He was.
They never got enough
Technically,
credit,
he was
but they
first
got
street
all the
pro.
credit now because that's Inman territory right there.
Yeah.
Props.
Oh yeah, did y'all go down there for the premiere?
I went down for the premiere.
Damn,
No, me and my brother beat Randy Caton in a contest though. At Strawberry Pool.
That's what's up.
And the old man.
That's what's up.
Sam killed that contest.
Sam won. Sam Cunningham won. And me and Joel tied for second place.
Nice.
And Randy Caton got third.
Damn.
We were like, yes. 'Cause that's all we wanted to do is beat Randy Caton.
Word.
We always talking.
Oh, when did EBU start?
Shit, EBU. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, it started. Shit. I'd say really the late 70s because, I'm born and raised in Oakland, so
Word.
I've been an underground motherfucker my whole life.
Straight up.
And,
Straight
kind
up.
of like I said, Michael Tucker. Mad motherfucking respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Underground,
boy.
underground
And
skating.
just all underground.
All
and so
underground.
I didn't have a crew. He was my crew. Kenny Nolene was my crew. So right there is really East Bay
That's
Underground.
East Bay Underground.
I
And it's a
mean,
trip how the underground becomes the underground is really because of like you saying, a lot of flex is coming through, and Mike
like,
is just as good as these dudes.
Yeah.
But it's like it's some sort of dichotomy of like, oh, this is what this needs to be, and if you're not lining up with this, you go underground. You could be just as good as me,
exactly.
but go underground because
was like,
we can't market it or something. I don't know.
a lot of flex was a
we're
real
skating for a team.
anomaly.
Well, we
They
skating
weren't
just
like
to skate.
they weren't like other skaters. They were totally.
They're different though. Huh?
Yeah.
And
the way they treated skating was totally different
than how everybody else was looking.
Okay, so
everybody else
with
was
that
all
being
like hanging
said,
out and like
They were like, this is a professional thing that we're doing.
Yeah,
or
with
something.
that being
they're real
said,
serious.
you were striving to achieve some sort of a recognition
From that.
Yeah.
where we just striving in the streets. Just
Yeah,
how
we're
we
just-
get
we're
down
just-
daily.
We're trying to get the recognition just from ourselves. Like, oh, that was badass that you did that.
We don't give a fuck about your team, because then my homeboys that brought me to the spot, they couldn't stand a lot of flex team. I mean, they fought.
Word.
They like fought for real.
Yeah.
And I was like, for me, I was like, look at my partners, my white boys, they got beef with these other long-haired cats. This is a trip. They got beef. And they did. They had real beef. I mean, them motherfuckers would fight.
Yeah.
And if we saw them at the Soul Bowl spot, like, my crew, heavy surfers, I mean, they went out every morning. And when my neighbors saw that I had a wetsuit, or a surfboard, they was like, this nigga done really gone crazy. But back to the lot of flex EBU thing, that pool, Soul Bowl, belonged to my boys. That was my boys' number one. That was their home pool.
Yeah.
And so the sessions that went down, and even when some of the Soul Bowl, some of the lot of flex cats would be there, they, they just couldn't hold the torch to my boys.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, man, this is East Bay Underground. So you came up with the name East Bay Underground.
Yes. We had East Bay Thrashers, but I've always been East Bay Underground.
Word.
So it went from like East Bay Thrashers, which was skate, punk, music.
And what was East Bay Thrashers pretty much being like? Because that's another thing why I'm glad that y'all came to sit down with me and y'all giving me some history and y'all's personal trait from this side, because SF is like always going off and like letting us know like the history of this, the history of that. But the Bay is East Bay Underground.
Right,
so
we East Bay Underground.
I tried to do shit in San Francisco. Like I got like boards from
Oaktown,
Concrete. Well, when they changed their name,
Just Concrete Jungle. Yeah.
I got boards from Ron, and I got trucks from Shugi.
Oh, tight.
And
Shrooms worked at Fogtown too.
I was getting product and skating, and but I didn't really like the way skating was then.
Yeah. Word.
It was kind of funky. There was a lot of jerks involved.
on that side, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see it, because they're popping off.
That's why I always identified with the underground scene, because it was like I was always attracted to the underground punk scene, and to me skating was like that, and like it didn't really the OP shirts and the like Tony Hawk haircut, when he was little and shit.
I got you.
That shit was fucking weird.
Yeah.
The EBU thing.
I feel you. I know exactly where you're going with it. I mean, like, where you coming from. Because I grew up in Richmond and I grew up in Oakland too, so I understand fully what you're saying. Like, what the fuck is these dudes got going on? Like, that's cool that you can rip like that, but like, we over here chilling, dog. Like,
we just straight doing us. And you know what, really,
I mean, we used to always have the thing too. It's like
East Bay Underground.
Somebody was from LA.
We do what we do. And so it goes East Bay Underground, it's our life, it's Turkey Neck.
Yeah.
I wish a motherfucker would.
Yeah.
We just doing us. You know what I'm saying? We doing us and doing what we do. And with that being said, Lower Bobs, we got this, we got that. It's all representing, what I love and where I come from. I come from the streets of Oakland.
Straight up. And fucking Jake put it down in the town too, so that's why I always I know the city is like the spot. That's where the Bible is,
When Jake moved to when Jake Phelps moved to San Francisco area, nobody in San Francisco wanted to deal with him.
Word.
So he did gravitate towards the East Bay scene, and like, because I mean that's where Lopes' ramp was and stuff.
Yeah. So you had to
that's
come
where the good
through,
shit was anyway.
You know, you had to come through. Yeah. You had to come through the town. Period. You had to come.
Nobody really wanted to deal with them.
Nobody wanted to deal with them because they didn't understand. They didn't understand like the whole East Coast trip and like the sense of humor and like you know, and like he could be like really like rude, but it wasn't. I never thought it was like hateful or mean.
No, because it really wasn't. And if you ain't got thick skin, and this may, you know, it's probably not the spot for you to be. Not the place for you to be if your skin not thick. Regardless of how much of a dick he was to many, because he was. I mean, I've seen him do it deliberately to some and just not do it so deliberately, and that's just who he is. And you know what? Be you. Yeah. Be you. Always be you. Yeah. You know, just always 100%. Be you. What I tell you.
Remember Katie had that little like, what was it, a fucking Volkswagen Rabbit or whatever?
Knox?
Katie Knox. And she would drive me and Jake and Joel and like to Sacramento to skate a ramp, you know, to Pleasanton, wherever there was a
ramp to skate. So you did you put some miles down with Jake too, for sure.
Oh yeah. Like,
we get Miles in his life.
First couple of years he lived here, like 83, 82 through 84.
82 to 84. So yeah, he got out here and then was coming over here, and y'all like, yeah, we're doing it over here. Like I know they got the crew over here or whatever.
We were just like, you know, like go, skate trips, go,
straight
ride something new.
Just go.
There was a really good vert ramp in Sacramento that had pool coping on it, and it was like, it was kind of like the Widowmaker, but wider. It was like just off the side of the freeway. I don't think anybody even lived there.
Damn.
I tell you though, you know, just back to the underground scene and whatnot.
Yeah.
So transcending from a lot of flex to, you know, whatever, we had the scene. We've always had a scene. Jake was very much a part of our scene here in the Bay Area with all the ramp locations, Bob Chavez's ramp, Joe Lopes'
ramp. He became really good friends with Curtis.
You know, and this is before he got really super way on board
at Thrasher.
With Thrasher, because I met Kevin Thatcher outside the Civic Center at a Dead Kennedys free show.
Damn.
Before that magazine even kicked off the ground.
That's a trip.
He was handing out the free little newspaper thing. And,
this is
before Skater of the Year, before
any of that.
That's a trip, man.
So
it's a trip.
Yeah, Thrasher was it was pretty cool though that somebody was doing anything for skateboarding back then. Because it pretty much died at that point. You know.
So Thrasher kind of revived the whole Stoke on where to go, because they could even doing the down south in Atlanta and shit.
There were still people that skated, but it was like it had died as far as like a mainstream thing. You know, that was like that phase was over, and it didn't come back for quite a few years. You know.
And so, with him coming to San Francisco, that's when that magazine popped off.
Yeah.
From that point. Yeah, to the current motherfucking day.
I mean,
you know, you bring the heavies on. You bring those heavies on, those cats that were real gritty and underground. And I mean, you know, there's a lot people don't know about some of these skaters that they idolize, and these are my personal friends that are legends
in the underground. Like they might have made it to the mainstream, but y'all met in the underground.
The early Thrashers were like. We're more like Concussion or you know, that kind of like
Juice magazine or something.
Yeah, like just kind of humorous, and you know, like Mofo would write stories about burritos and stuff, you know, just like pretty ridiculous stuff.
It wasn't as serious as it is now.
It wasn't as all analytical about skateboarding. It was just like, we got on this trip, we got really drunk, and we ate burritos, and we saved a little bit of burrito for later.
And that's the underground story. That's kind of that's your life. And you know what?
I kind of
you can attest to this.
It was kind of
been out on just a crew of motherfuckers somewhere in a car, whether it be in a car, a van, maybe you might even fly.
Yeah.
And just and just do a motherfucking safari, man. Just do a skate mission, man.
Just
Maybe
get on,
you might
man.
roll up, north, or you might roll up to Sac.
That was my first trip.
Roll down
Raven.
south and
I probably tell this story 20 more times doing this talk show, but Raven came and picked me up from the clubhouse, like you were saying, after the Ave. He and Lindig and pull over to the club. He said, I woke up under the bed under there one time.
Man, party.
He came and pulled up on me. And he had the van. I guess they just finished a Pretty Sweet tour. And he had the van from the Trunk Boys that all the homies was riding in.
Right.
Pulled up to the clubhouse. I barely was like catching 50-50s for real, so I'm like, I'm down though. Like y'all hyped on me, I'm hyped on y'all. I got like $20 in my pocket and a little ball of hash. Hopefully we make it, and we went all the way up to Port Orford, to Burnside, Mount Shasta. Stopped at Mount Shasta first. And Raven, when we stopped at Mount Shasta, Raven broke his arm first stop. And everybody was kind of like,
footage from that trip.
Yeah, you for sure did.
He had a fresh cast on his arm. I remember that.
And so that's underground.
That didn't slow him down.
That's,
hell
that right there is underground
we kept going. Yeah, like the way that we pushed the whole, like we slept on the beach.
Yeah.
We camped out, we went all the way up to pretty much Burnside, maybe a little further, and then came back down the coast, hit Lincoln City. I was tripping on Lincoln City because I was like, oh, it's a roll-in? They're like, oh, it's a roll-in, all right. One of the biggest roll-ins around, so I was like taking my time, short and sweet, just getting higher and higher up to Copen, and like just how the homies get so fired up because they're busting fat airs, grinding blocks, and just how hyped they would be on me just getting close to Copen.
Yeah.
Is what keeps me fired up,
And you know what? That's where it's real at. Because you know what? It ain't who can do what. It's the fact that you out there doing it.
Straight up.
You out there. You just out there doing it. And that's where I
think that's where the underground vibe is always coming.
It is. It's gritty as hell, man. It's like let's rolling. I mean, for us, we go down as far as Mexico sometimes, man. Just getting the van, man, skating, surfing, hitting spots, man. And stealing beer off the 7 quick stop or whatever,
Just 30 rack, quick 30 rack. Get it and go.
And, days, like even before first skate rock show, with the homies playing, man. Tommy Guerrero, he sang in a band, or he played in a band.
Played bass.
Jerry's Kids.
This sounds familiar.
This is way back, and he was just a little dude, and the bass was so big.
That was before Free Beer.
Yeah, that was before Free Beer.
Yeah, Free Beer. I know about Free Beer for sure.
Yeah, Jerry's Kids.
I remember that.
And Bryce, for a hot minute, he sang in Crucifix.
Oh, sure.
People don't know that, man.
Did y'all ever get any photos with Bryce?
Huh? Yeah, and speaking of, I'm going to have to ask Bryce to look in the archive because when we were skating Lopes's route, and Bob Chavez had a half pipe in San Leandro as well.
Yeah, that was good.
It was like Luis Espinosa was always there, Spock was always there, Bryce was there a lot. And I just remember Bryce snapping and I'm pushing for these backside channel airs.
Yeah.
He's like, you got this thing, come on, I'm right on it.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna have to holler at Bryce about
see what's up. Yeah,
see what he got in the archives from back in the day.
My brother had built a wooden pool, like it was like 5 feet deep and had all these different shaped walls, and it was perfectly. I don't know how the fuck he did it, but it was like perfectly smooth, and no kinks or anything.
There might be some photos in that.
And like the only people that could ride that place, it was at my mom's, and the only people that could come and ride it were people that would be there while the neighbor was at work.
Oh, okay.
So like. It was like Max Schaft, Judd Hertzler, and Omar Salazar, and Stepan Janowski.
Yeah, that's a crazy lineup.
Yeah, and like
it was a crazy bowl.
It was a crazy bowl.
It was a Franken bowl.
All the pool skaters, like Royce Nelson, Max Schaft was there like fucking every day.
Yeah. Dude, Royce is
just destroying it. He just loved this one.
He's so good, man.
Hey, that cat, man. And he's so humble.
Yeah, for
so
real.
So humble. That's a dude right there, solid.
Yeah, I know you guys have had plenty of
pictures of that thing, and it was. We thought they were going to be in this one show, but there was just a portrait picture of me and Joel
in
the show. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
But he,
yeah.
but he did a sequence to Joel because they had a tight corner, like a square pool corner, in one side.
Mm-hmm.
And what does he do? Like I think he comes up fakie and like fakie lip slides.
Okay.
To the tight corner.
But Bryce is shooting.
Yeah, Bryce is shooting sequence.
Okay.
And he shot me doing Texas fast plant.
Oh, badass.
So I'm like in the air, all like tweaks and jumping. And
that's a trip, man.
I never saw those pictures.
Yeah, we gotta tap in and see if we
somewhere.
can bring those photos out.
I saw the sequence of Joel actually. I saw that. That was good.
Yeah, Royce though, I was about to say, like, I know y'all got to see like some of the skaters that I got introduced to that may not have been around or I wasn't like able to see them like do it in person. It's like I get that feeling of like Curtis or Rupert, Phil Shaw for real too. Like Phil Shaw's one of my favorite skaters, but
Phil Shaw
I'm
was
only
better than everybody.
Yeah,
he was just better than everybody. That's all there was to it.
Yeah,
well,
he was like one of those guys. If he was alive today, he'd like even at his age, he'd go and win like all the park series,
stuff. Yeah.
All the park contests.
He's just so smooth and just like
he can get gap across his whole room like at a skate park.
For real.
I'm not joking at all.
Hey,
it's no exaggeration, right?
In my opinion,
Smitty, am I right?
Yeah.
You gap the whole fucking room.
I don't think I have a favorite skater because everybody skates with so much flavor and just so much, just
That's
the pureness
so
of their
cool about
heart. And so
skateboarding.
when you look at, like these industry skaters and whatnot, and then you check out some other cats that don't even care to be an industry skater.
That makes you feel that way.
Destroying these pools like at will and just at random. And then you just go, you're just like, oh, fuck, man, that motherfucker just like.
Straight up.
But these cats kind of like the Curtises and the Rubens and the Royce Nelsons. I mean, you hear about these cats and you know about these cats because you know what? These cats, their stories are bigger than anything told in the
industry,
magazine.
anything,
I mean, these cats are the real deal, and they love skating is what they love.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it.
Best skater of all time was a fucking crackhead from Hawaii.
See, there he goes on the best skater of all time.
Cully Sendrich.
Oh shit. That's
I don't know. It's best I've seen in person. Like, I mean, he made it like skateboarding like almost a joke.
Damn.
Well, you
never hear about him. You never hear about him.
Fucking John Macariura has a fucking
John Nakama.
Yeah, Nakama. I can't say his name.
John.
Japanese. Anyway, he had footage of Cully doing a frontside disaster like lip slide over the box in a super gnarly steep pool.
Ooh.
And it was just like I hadn't seen that in so many years because I only seen it once.
Okay, so
that's the best.
once again,
at San Pablo Pool, it was the best I ever seen.
The skaters. I mean,
he did
there is no. To me, there is no greatest skater of all time because skaters are fucking bad as fuck.
Word.
And you got huge industry cats that are continuously in the magazine, and then you just got people like I said, the Curtis, the Rubens, the Royces, and even like John, who doesn't like being photographed that much.
Yeah.
That cat, man, I've been watching him skate for years, bro. I mean, so D and Major.
Oh, you talking about John Stallings?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's why I was like, hold up.
It's just the natural, the natural ability
Nobody rides like
to
him.
just like flow like a river, dude. Like and that's the kind of skater he is.
And he'll pick up a board after not having a board for a year and not even being on the board and just.
His ebb and flow is like fucking poetry in motion, dude. Just like serious, not even really giving it a whole lot of thought. Just like. And that's magic, and that's real underground shit right there.
Straight up.
I mean, real underground.
Yeah, his name's been brought up a couple times on a couple different episodes too, because you just can't talk about East Bay skating without bringing up John Stallings.
Yeah, you got to shout out to DeMarcus too. Though.
Oh yeah, DeMarcus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, DeMarcus Nelson
really like took his own path in skateboarding
because he was all skating around the time that all the homies were skating too, like and being out there.
Park when he was a little kid,
and you carve your way, you carve your way into where you want to go with heart. You get where you want to go with heart. You know, no matter who wants to bring you on to their team, no matter who wants to fucking sponsor you. Because the underground is strictly from the underground.
Straight up.
You know, if you never got sponsored in life,
the underground will sponsor you.
You need not care because you already sponsored.
You already what you need.
Or you've already carved your own way into the nitty gritty. You know, not giving a fuck. Who wants to sponsor me? You want to give me a little something? Give it. You know, if you don't want to sponsor me, don't sponsor me. I do this out of love.
Oh yeah.
I do this out of love.
Did Royce ever skate for a team?
Royce?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's one thing I like about these cats, the older cats too. Is like they for sure could have had a board from somebody, you know.
More in a heartbeat.
Royce's skateboarding form, he's like one of the best of all time. You know, like he makes it look so like he's was born on skateboarding.
Yeah, at the Bob's contest, I'm seeing like this is when Royce showed me like that he wasn't a fucking joke. I already heard about him and seen the footage,
seen his backside
and stuff. And, you know, and Rainey always was like watching something to where I'm like, damn, who the fuck is that? You know, like. But at the Bob's contest, I'm seeing all the younger cats, the younger than him. You know, Grant really. You know, I'm seeing Grant boost. Yeah. But then I see Royce get in there and boost too, and I'm like, dog. He's probably about to go
I think Royce
on a dinner date after this or something. Like
Royce has done some of the highest backside airs in a real pool.
In a pool, huh?
Yeah.
But you know what though? This is what I love. The fact that, and even at the last Peace Stone Invitational, I was sitting there kicking it with somebody, and then Royce showed up with his son, and then we were hanging out and talking and whatnot, and then I think it was maybe the next day, or maybe it was that day.
Yeah.
And Grant and everybody was there, and he dropped in, and everybody that's anybody just stopped. Like,
that's Royce Nelson.
Let me watch this cat. let me get a little GAME right here. This is the game right here. Watch this cat, and that's respect. That's mad respect right there, man.
Two of them from the same crew.
Peter Hood.
No, Pete the Ox.
Oh, Pete the Ox. Yeah.
So you had two guys. Those were guys who were kind of in the same crew.
When I think about Crunching Coping, his face comes to mind.
Oh my God.
As he would just power through the footage that I've seen. I mean, I've seen him skate a little bit in person too, but the footage that I see, he would just power through a corner or power through something where you're like, I think he was supposed to stop like a couple blocks ago. Like, how is he still going through on that?
Curtis skating Black Bottom Pool up in the Oakland Hills, man. He had a sprained sprained elbow.
Yeah.
So his arm was in a sling, and this is right in the heat and the heart of all the Oakland pools, man, after the fires, man. And I watched Curtis do a full-on top frontside grind, and I don't even know how he did it because there was no coping. It was like lava rock, and
it was like this.
Lava rock is like. It's like boulders in chunks.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like that kind of fucking.
Yeah, like it's not even coping, dude. It's literally like lava fucking rocks. With the arm in the sling, and it was just like. And I was just like, nigga, my mouth was like.
I remember that. He was like dislocated shoulder.
Shit. I mean, the motherfucker can't even get a picture of this
shit. Yeah, for real.
Just like, that motherfucker just did a frontside grind so long on the...
With some coping that is not even coping?
It's on the lava rocks.
It was like it had been removed. You know, the coping had been removed all the way around. It was just jagged.
Yeah, it was. That's all it was.
But it had such good transition in that pool. You could just do like forever cars frontside and just blast airs.
Wow.
I mean, it was almost like a skate park pool.
It really was kind of like
really
well,
was.
You know what? It was just a perfect pool.
As much as any backyard pool I skated, it was the most like a skate park pool.
That's tight, man. All right, we're looking at the time. What's something y'all would get? What's some advice y'all would give to a younger cat that's getting into skating, or thinking about getting into skating, or something like that? You know, like just
buy a scooter.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Do not do that. I don't give a fuck who talks shit about what you doing. Don't get your little ass out there on no scooter. The best.
Sound like it is, folks.
the best advice I could give somebody is just, if you like it, do it. The everyday struggle is real.
For real.
It comes with lumps and bumps, and it's a lifetime ride. It's for your whole life long.
Yeah.
If you fall down, get the fuck back up.
Straight up.
And get back at it.
Straight up.
And if you want to skate, just skate. Don't worry about who talking about what you doing or how you doing.
Don't let anybody tell you you're doing something wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Just do it the way you can,
Do it the way it works.
and love it.
Fuck yeah, man. I think we fucking got it. Mondays and Tuesdays at the shop, man. We got legends.
We love Mondays and Tuesdays at the shop.
All right.
Much love.
Peace.
Hey, give the donuts to customers. I'm going to take one before I go.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.